The heat is on, the summer is here, and when it's as hot as this, there is only one movie that I want to talk about. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Scott, and it is midsummer. The summer is shining, and what better way to celebrate the summer season than talking about a movie that absolutely screams summer? And I'm talking about a movie that defines cool. It embraces weird. It's packed with 80s iconic style and one-liners that will just last for forever. Like hilariously quotable things that will never ever leave your brain. And of course I'm talking about 1987's The Lost Boys. Now, before I get into this film as the undisputed champion of summer cinema, not set on a campsite, not set in the sea, I'm going to share the plot and give a quick overview for those of you who don't know or just don't have the pleasure of seeing this movie before, or any one of you who's watching who simply lives under a rock and doesn't know this exists. The film kicks off with the Emerson family and a recently divorced Lucy and her angsty, grumpy teenager Michael and his younger brother Sam, and they're moving to the sleepy boardwalk-centric town of Santa Clara, California. Little do they know that it is the murder capital of the world, as the local sign playfully boasts, but it is also the vampire capital of the world. Now, Michael, being a normal hormonal teenager, quickly gets entangled with a mysterious girl named Star, who just so happens to be hanging out with a gang of leather-clad, incredibly cool, motorcycle-riding dudes who just happen to be vampires, and mullet-sporting ones at that. And after a particularly wild night, Michael finds himself going through a very unpleasant transformation as he slowly becomes one of the undead. Meanwhile, Sam is very much human. He's very much the younger stereotypical brother who just wants to read comic books, and this leads him to meeting the self-proclaimed vampire hunters, the Frog Brothers, who run the comic book store as you'd expect, and they set out to kill the head vampire and cure Michael and save the town. Sounds wild, and if you haven't seen it, it totally is. Like, this movie is so wild, it unfolds in such beautiful ways, and in a complete flip to what I normally do, there are so many scenes in this that I want to talk about, but I've pinpointed three that I think are just so perfect that I feel they need to be spoken about out loud and in more detail. And the first one, of course, is the bridge scene. Like, Michael trying to impress Star and the gang as he kind of precariously hangs in the fog, as David eggs him on and pushes him and sort of gets him to do this in a dangerous dare kind of way, is simply amazing. It's dripping atmosphere, and it's really fun, the moment where Michael kind of crosses over and embraces that thrill. It's the perfect visual metaphor for peer pressure. It's the dangerous excitement of stupid shit we done on summer nights when we were young and we felt invincible, and someone like, try this would be cool and dangerous, and we just do it. And honestly, it's utterly captivating. I love that scene so much. And then we've got the famous noodle scene where David offers Michael a carton of noodles that are worms, and it's just so good. What is a seemingly innocent meal turns into this worm-filled nightmare, and we get the iconic line,
"They're only noodles, Michael."
And then all of the hundreds of memes that have come after that still hold up today that say they're only noodles, Michael, kind of stand testament to how good that line is and how good that scene is and how well it's all put together. But beyond the cool vampires, the amazing soundtrack, the 80s aesthetic, there's an underlying story of a family and the lengths that we'll go to protect a loved one. And that for me is what's absolute genius in this. And the true hero of this is in the closing scene, and that is Grandpa. So the house is in chaos. There's vampires everywhere. Everyone's on the ropes. And just when it seems like all is lost, Sam is about to die. The Frog Brothers have had it. Who arrives? The denim-clad cavalry in Grandpa. Grandpa, throughout the movie, has been largely a background character. He's been making sarcastic comments about TV dinners and not taking his shelves in the fridge. But he knew everything. He's fully aware of all the supernatural goings on, and he turns up with a plan. He blows the main vampire Max straight through a wall, and like completely ends this saga. And I think what's crucial about this is everyone would have died had Grandpa not been there. Michael was transitioning and weakened. Sam and the Frog Brothers were completely outmatched, and Lucy had no fucking clue what was going on. And this grumpy, eccentric old man knew exactly what was going on. He is the quirky background character, but he's not. He's actually the guardian of this movie. He is the unsung hero of Santa Clara. He had a plan. He had a shotgun. He rocked up and he made shit happen. And the absolute icing on the cake is his parting comment at the end of the movie is,
"One thing about living in Santa Carla I never could stomach. All the damn vampires."
And it just encapsulates this perfect summer movie in a perfect ending. Everything comes full circle and it's just brilliant. So why is it the ultimate summer movie? It's not just the broad walk and the endless nights and the sun-drenched days. It's the feeling that this movie brings out of me. It's the feeling of that space between childhood and adulthood where you bent rules and you've done things that were dangerous and that were thrilling, and you forged new friendships under weird circumstances, and you had this mix of rebellion with freedom and like wanting to date and like these romances that were blooming, and it all kind of had this underlying danger. And that's exactly how it feels when you go from being a teenager into an adult. You have that very brief time when you're trying to find out who you are and who you connect with and what your tribe is, whether that is a group of comic book nerds or whether it's people dressed in leather or whether it's just that family. Whatever it is you're trying to find, it's that time in your life that you try and find those people. This has an absolute killer soundtrack, one of the greatest soundtracks in any horror movie ever. It is one of the most quotable movies ever. It blends scares and laughs. It has endless rewatchability for me. It perfectly blends everything: horror, comedy, coming of age story, cinematic cocktail of beautiful shots, Tim Capello covered in oil with a saxophone. Like, I don't know what else a horror movie could do to be any better, because this does everything. So first off, if you haven't seen The Lost Boys and you have been one of these people who's been living under a rock, do yourself a favour and track down the greatest summer horror movie, because you are going to absolutely love it. What I want to know from you is, what are your favourite moments from The Lost Boys? Let me know those in the comments. Make sure you like this video because it's very hot here, which is why I've stumbled a couple of times, because I am rushing to get this over so I can put out a decent video for you and also go and get cool and open some windows and doors. As a thank you for all my suffering, if you would like to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when I do more videos, that would be greatly appreciated. And until next time, go eat some noodles. Bye guys.